everybody, Gen 3 Ghosts. We're going to go over what we know is coming to the Halloween event. And it's in, well, the loading screen. I'm going to talk about the loading screen Pokemon and also some Pokemon that haven't really been confirmed but should be in the Halloween event. So, let's crack into it. By the way, check out that painting my girlfriend did for me for my birthday. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Bringing back up that loading screen, you can see Sableye, Duskull, Dusclops, Shuppet, and Bannet. Now I'm not going to go over Duskull and Shuppet, just going to go over the evolved forms. And let's start with Sableye. Sableye, with a max CP of 1305, is not going to make much headway at all in the metagame, but a pretty cool typing with Dark and Ghost. We haven't seen that yet, so that's really cool. The stats are just average at best, but a really cool Pokemon to catch. Maybe try to get a good one. Sableye does have a Mega Evolution, so just keep that in mind. Alright, next one's really cool, I think personally. Dusclops. Dusclops, max CP 1335. As you can see, that defense is massive, extremely massive, and it will have a use for that. The stamina's only 80, which is very weak. Now, one thing I find really interesting about Dusclops is its pure Ghost type. The only pure Ghost type we have in the game right now is Mischievous from Gen 2. So, the fact that this is a pure Ghost, if it gets Shadow Claw, it can do some pretty decent damage in gym battles for type advantage. So that is going to be the main use for Dusclops, I believe, is just using some type advantage with pure Ghost. Gengar is weak to a lot of counters, like Psychic for example, because of its poison typing with the Ghost. But this is just pure Ghost. So it might have a use, but it's not a game-changing meta breaker. Now the next one, Bannet, or Bannet, however you pronounce it, I've heard both. Max CP of 2073, attacks 218, defense stamina 127, 128. So, what does this portray? A glass cannon. Gen 3 is full of glass cannons, but again, Bannet has that pure Ghost typing, which I'm in love with. I don't know if Bannet will have access to Shadow Claw, but if it does, it's going to rip and shred everything. Shadow Claw is just such a powerful move, and if it gets Shadow Ball as well, good night. So, Bannet will actually deal a lot of damage for type effectiveness in gym battles or in raids, depending on what gets released in raids that is weak to Ghost. So, you probably want to get a strong Bannet, at least this early in the game when Gen 3 is just now rolling out with these Ghosts. Now, into the Pokemon that haven't been mentioned, or I should say confirmed, for the Halloween event, but could very well possibly be released during the Halloween event, and they're dark type Pokemon. Specifically, Mightyena, Mightyena, and Absol. They have not been talked about on any YouTube channels that I know of, like Mystic or Trainer Tips. Trainer Tips kind of mentioned it, but he didn't talk about them. And then also Pokemon Go Hub, the Sulfuro, they haven't really said anything either. But these are dark Pokemon, and we already saw from the loading screen that Murkrow's in it. Murkrow's dark only, so there is potential for these Pokemon to drop. With that being said, let's go over Mightyena. Mightyena with CP of 1783. The attack is mediocre, and then the defensive stamina is not that great either. But it's a pure dark type Pokemon, so it will have some advantages with the type effectiveness against Pokemon in gyms. A pretty cool Pokemon, but it doesn't have very great stats. It'd be better if it had a higher attack. It could be more of a glass cannon. But Tyranitar being a dark type Pokemon and have dark type moves is definitely going to beat out Mightyena, so Mightyena is not a meta game changer at all. Now, Absol. Absol is going to be a meta game changer. With a max CP of 2280, that's really low. Attack of 246, that is pretty high. That is really high. Stamina and defense are terrible, but it's a glass cannon, and it's purely dark, and I like this about it. It will go in, deal damage, get out. If it doesn't survive, that's fine, but it deals the damage. And Absol is a fan favorite, pretty much, in Gen 3. It's one of the cooler Pokemon. The design, the background of the whole origin of the Pokemon, like how they designed it, why they designed it the way it is really cool, and it really is a pure dark energy-like Pokemon. So it's really cool. It deals a lot of damage with a high attack. I really hope it comes out for the Halloween event, because again, it's sweet, and it should be really rare. Absol should be extremely hard to find in the wild. Just kind of, for example, like the Aerodactyl in the rock event, it wasn't too easy to find a wild Aerodactyl, but they were out there because it was a rock type Pokemon. So hopefully we get Absol in the Halloween event. So there you have it, guys. There are the stats for the Ghost Pokemon confirmed coming to Pokemon Go this Halloween event. And also, want to throw out the Dark type Pokemon that haven't been confirmed but could easily be showing up to honor Halloween. We know Murkrow is going to be out in droves, unfortunately, but it is a Dark type Pokemon, so I did not want to leave out other potential Dark type Pokemon. I can't see adding just 3 more Pokemon being a hard thing to do. So, with that in mind, I threw them in there. But that's it with Fitz City. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done so already. I supply all the latest updates, tips, tricks, speculations, entertaining vlogs, entertaining live streams. I'm still extremely hyped for Gen 3. We could potentially see it, all of it, after the Halloween event, so it's pretty exciting stuff. Let me guys know what you think about Absol, Mightyena, and Poochyena being in the wild for this Halloween event. Do you think it's actually possible, or do you think they're just focusing on the Ghost Pokemon? Lastly, I'm going to leave you guys with an Entei raid I did today. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.
Oh, this one's only $18.88. I'll go back to the car. Try to catch this bad boy. Ooh, charge him, nice. 10,000. 1 damage ball. 8 balls. Oh, catch Entei. Surprisingly, not a good one. Well, I should say not surprisingly. And that should have been an excellent toss. Oh man. One thing is good for is candies. There we go. Did you get a high one?
No.
No? Oh wow, that broke free immediately.
Mine's lower than yours.
Is it really?
881. 1881.
1881.
Mine's
2. Entei is a stinker. Just gonna go ahead and wait for him to attack, because that's a good strategy to use. Whoa, lag. There we go. 1, 2. Come on. Is this? There we go. Being excellent. Oh, there we go. I'm really getting good at this excellent tosses.
Huh?
1, 2. Oh, sniped. There we go. Got him. Yep, sure did.
I didn't. Mine was 1869.
There we go. 1888. Booyah.